Yay Media Group.
Go on the internet. Everybody thinks they know everything. To tell me how I should feel about everything that happens in my life. I don't even know you. What are you talking about?
Well, if you want to listen to something lighthearted and you don't have to pay attention to idiots talking, tune in to Jeff and I on Togethermess.
Where you'll leave with no answers and probably dumber than you came in. All right, that was a little negative. Let's be positive.
Hey guys, episode 216. If you hear screaming and it sounds like people upstairs are fighting, I'm sorry, it's the boys.
It's cold here.
No,
You start every episode with our kids are crazy in the weather.
Well, that's exactly what's going on. And speaking of the weather, I'm like waiting in school pickup and it was 50 something today and then it started snowing.
I just got my car washed. By the way, I got a free car wash. What's
if you
up?
live in, what did they switch it to? What is the name now?
I don't know.
Oh, they're giving free car washes, but I can't think of the name. They switched it. Whistler? Is it Whistle now? Car wash?
I don't know. Whatever. But I got a free car wash and then it started raining or snowing on the way home. So I was like speeding because I wiped the whole car down. I'm like, I don't want any streaks like on there, you know?
I took my car to go get washed and oh my gosh, my car is disgusting. It looks like somebody lives in there. There's like food, markers, crayons, trash, McDonald's toys, all dirt from their feet from the snow. What?
Want to get anything else off your chest 2 minutes into this thing?
No, I did. I'm very proud of myself. On the days the boys were sick, I did not go to the gym. But other than that, I dropped them off at school and I get to the gym at 8:45 in the morning and I'm there for like an hour and a half and I get my stuff done.
You could tell. It's showing.
I've been working. Today I was doing what is it called?
The pull down?
Where you like it's the bar and you put it and you I am not a gym person.
Is it like a lat pull down where it's like up in the air?
Yeah, but you hold it behind your shoulders and you do squats.
Oh, no, that's just a squat.
Yeah, but like that heavy bar.
Yeah, but on the Smith machine.
Yeah.
So you're guided, right? And then if you lose it, you could just flip it.
Oh,
yeah, that's a Smith machine.
So I did that. I've been doing that with like my squat. It makes me laugh. I go to the gym. I'm like, what's going on? If all men are down in there and I'm like, how do I work this machine? I have no idea. I hate the gym, but I do it. And I get my car. It makes me feel better because after I got sick, I was having like really bad anxiety again. And like my energy was low, all of that. So I was like, I got to pick it back up again.
Well, you're doing good.
Yeah. I've been forcing myself to go and it helps with, just like my moods, and then I'm just more motivated in the day and I just get like a lot done.
Yeah, I haven't been to the gym in a minute because I work out here all the time. But I miss people watching. Like, like speaking of like lat pull downs, like the older people who go in there and they kind of just swing on it instead of like pull, like using, like, it's so funny how some people, I don't know, it's just funny watching some people.
See, I try to go early so I avoid people. Because I don't want to shame anybody.
I'm not gym shaming anybody because I'm happy that you're there. You know what I mean? I'm always like motivating in my mind, but then some people I just laugh at.
Haven't you seen those videos where somebody doesn't turn off the treadmill and it's still going?
Yeah,
and somebody steps on the treadmill and falls.
It's so funny.
Oh, it's so funny. So they have on the treadmill, you can do these fit. I think they're like iFit videos and you can just click on one. Well, this was after I had been sick and I felt like I was still kind of out of it and I wasn't really feeling good. And I think I hit intermediate or advanced and I'm on the treadmill and then it will change an incline and the speed will change. And the speed went up to 5.3. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's going faster. It's going faster.
Well, you could always just hold on and then jump. Yeah, that's
what I did. And I had to jump to the side. But I was kind of like lazy that day because I was still not feeling great. And then it started going super fast. And then I was like, what am I doing here? Why did I come here? And then I switched it to beginner.
But how good do you feel after?
Yeah, you feel great. I just normally I would walk in the neighborhood when it was cold and I didn't mind it. I just don't want to be out in the cold at all. I don't want to be cold. I don't like it.
Well, we got it. You ever see that machine where you like, if you're just listening, like where your knees kind of go to a V and then they touch, but it's like usually girls do it. And then they show like some guy made like a funny video, like what I think people hear when I do this. And like he gets on there and it just does it once. And it's like, Cause everybody's thinking stuff like at the gym, everyone's pretending they're not looking, but everyone's kind of looking,
My thing is like the gym now, but you know what? When I think about the 80s, like they used to wear those thin things that went up your butt, like the one piece suits.
Oh yeah.
But people at the gym now, like girls with those short, tight things, it's like, that's like the attention you're getting.
But they still, speaking of that, so like the old, like, I'm thinking of like Chrissy Snow from like Three's Company. That's how far back I'm going. Like that, like that goes up your butt.
Sure.
What's Suzanne Summers? That's what I'm thinking of. But now they have like girls wear, what do you call it? Lululemon or whatever that is, that it looks like that. You know what I mean? Like it's like a different color on your butt. So everyone just stares at it. You know what I mean?
Even I stare. I mean, you can't.
Well, how do you not? I love people that like, and then they wear like pasties that barely cover their nipples. And people are like, what are you looking at? Why'd you wear that? So I could look at your shoes? What do you think I'm looking at?
Yeah. This is what I wear to the gym. I haven't even showered today. So
I bought some new workout stuff.
Oh, you did?
On Amazon, some cheap stuff.
I told Jeff, I said, you look like, did you get some new things? And you're like, Amazon. They actually look good on you. $20. You have the body though. You can pull it off.
Because all my other gym stuff, like, cause I've been working out, I just use old clothes to work out. It kind of like, you can't get the smell out sometimes and you gotta go. Peace out.
Yeah.
You gotta peace out.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk today about, I'm sure all of you, okay. What's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
We're recording this on Tuesday.
February 3rd.
So we don't know a lot of information right now. And I'm sure everybody's talking about this because it's so sad. It was Savannah Guthrie's mom. And my mom is like, she's retired now. So she watches the news all the time. So my mom calls me back and forth. I'm like, if you hear any updates on the news, because I have not been watching the news at all.
Me neither.
I do not. Everything's just negative. I just don't want to watch the news. So, if you wanted to start your own business, how intimidating it can be. And it's kind of, for us, it's kind of like a roller coaster. You're both looking at each other, asking each other questions. You don't really know what the right answer, what to do. But now there's Shopify to help you and simplify everything. You can get started with your own design studio, and you can use templates to help you design a studio that's for your brand.
And I love that when you start, it's only $1 for the first month.
Accelerate your efficiency, whether you're uploading new products or trying to improve existing ones. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email, social media campaigns wherever your customers are, scrolling or strolling.
Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and so much more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. Everything is one place, making your life much easier and your business operations much smoother. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/togetherness. Go to shopify.com/togetherness.
That's shopify.com/togetherness.
Okay, so we left off. What were you saying?
Okay, starting back over. So today's Tuesday, and we don't know a lot of information, but I'm sure all of you have seen Savannah Guthrie's mom is missing, and they haven't really given out much information, just like little bits and pieces. My mom's retired, and so my mom's been like keeping me updated because she's been watching the news. I have not been watching the news just because everything's just so negative these days. And so my mom will call me if like they have anything new coming in. And then my friend Lisa's always like sending me stuff. Peyton's sending me stuff. And so her mom lives in Arizona. Someone took her. Supposedly took her.
Right. We don't have too much information now. So that's why we're letting you know what day it is. It's Tuesday, February 3rd. This isn't going to come out till Monday. So they're probably going to have a lot more information by the time this comes out. So we're kind of speculating, there's more information at this time when you're listening is what I'm saying.
Well, I might watch too many crime shows, but the first thing that went to my mind was that I hope this isn't a ransom, because Savannah Guthrie probably makes, I don't know, 15, 20 million a year. She's a known person. Why would anybody want to take or hurt an 84-year-old woman?
That's why I don't understand. And I was like, maybe she wandered off, or maybe something like she fell.
I did see that a police officer said dementia is out.
I know. So I wanted to put that to rest. I guess they already put that to rest. That was my initial thought, because a lot of things that happen in life, you're like, there's no way someone would do that to an 84-year-old mom. And then Savannah Guthrie's just a weird choice. Ransom somebody. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind, but who knows? I don't know.
Again, I could be completely way off. I just feel like people are struggling. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much hate. There's so much tension between people that it could be an inside job. Maybe somebody that worked at the house, maybe somebody that knew a friend of a friend that knew somebody was like, listen, this is Savannah Guthrie's mom. Maybe you should take her for ransom and you can get some money.
But it's been a couple days already, right? When did this come out?
I believe her church is the one that called her missing, because they said she was an avid churchgoer. And they are the ones that said, because she would have never missed church. So
that's Sunday. So a full day Monday, and then kind of a full day Tuesday.
But if I was the cops, I wouldn't be saying anything either. They did say they have some DNA. That it is a crime, but I don't know anything else from that. I mean, there are so many different things you're seeing.
We don't know if there's DNA. We're kind of just speculating or seeing or kind of reporting whatever we see. That's what I don't like about the news. I do understand that if it's an ongoing investigation, the police aren't going to say anything. But if they know it's a kidnapping or a ransom, would they tell us at this point?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We have no information. And then if you watch one news channel, it was a legal immigrant. And if you watch another one, it was a Trump supporter. Like, there's so much speculation now in news that we don't just get any news. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Every side takes advantage of whatever way they lean, and we're stuck not getting the news, and we have to read multiple sources to kind of put things together. All in all, it's sad. I'm not leaning into politics at all with this. I'm just trying to say it's sad. And if I do go into politics a little bit, oh well, deal with it or don't. But I mean, I don't know what's true anymore. I won't even go on social media because I don't know what's true. And then there's a lot of speculation going on with what happened to this mom, because you can't fathom someone doing someone that's 84 years old harm like that.
And I even said a prayer. I was just like, please let her get home. That I hope whoever took her is not doing anything to her. It is so, and I feel so bad.
Is Savannah Guthrie on the news right now? Like,
I'm assuming she's in Arizona. I wouldn't be working the news if my mom.
So you have no information either.
No, I mean, I don't know. Nobody's really said anything. It's just all like TMZ came out that they got a ransom note, and it's something about Bitcoin. And I text my friend who works at TMZ, and I was like, is that true? And he was like, we don't even know if this ransom thing ties to that, if it's real or if it's fake.
Right.
Like just some crazy person sending something in for attention.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sad. That's all. I hope
they did say
people are listening to this, that by this time they figured it out and she's okay. That's what we're hoping.
My mom said that she has a pacemaker. That's what she saw on the news, and her pacemaker isn't connecting with her phone. So I don't know what that means, but I hope.
Well, her phone could have died, right? Then
her
it wouldn't
phone's
connect.
At home. Her phone, keys, everything is at home. Because if she had her phone, they could track towers.
True.
Where she's at.
You do watch a lot of crime shows.
I know. I watch so many like crime shows. So, I mean, instantly, that's what I said. I hope it's not a ransom and I hope they find her. But just my only thing is what does somebody want to do with an 84-year-old lady? And I'm just thinking her daughter's very rich and a ransom. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
But again, I watched
what a weird,
movies.
if that is the case, again, we're speculating. That's just such a random choice. I don't know.
I know.
You know, like of all the people that you can name celebrities, you're like, I'm going to get Savannah Guthrie's mom. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe
either.
they're like, it's easy because she's older and they're scumbags. So I just prayers to them and I hope she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else to say because we have no information.
No. And I don't want to give any that I've seen because again, I don't know what's real and what's not. Every time I open up something, it's just, you never know.
It's a lean. Everyone's got a lean,
for
some
whatever
way.
whatever you believe in, that's the right way.
And it's like, why can't, I don't know. It's just so crazy that there is no more common sense. Like, it's not about what way you lean or who did this or what gender they are. That's what everyone's point of view is nowadays. Instead of saying, this is an 84-year-old lady and we should try to reach out to the community for some help. It doesn't matter what color you are politically or what your sexual preference is. Can we help an 84-year-old lady? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, where's the humanity in life anymore? It's always got to have this spin. And then sadly, nobody wants to even watch the news or pay attention because they don't know if it's factual or not anymore.
Everything's to fit someone's agenda.
Yeah. And it's people are tired of it.
Network's agenda is, that's what they are focusing on.
Yeah, I mean, kind of to spin off to Savannah Guthrie and onto another topic that just happened was the Grammy Awards.
I didn't watch.
Which I didn't watch either. And, obviously you see things pop up, but that's all a political spin now, and it's so antiquated to me, in my mind. It does award patting celebrities on the back, especially at this point, and no one's kind of even... I didn't watch, so I can't say whether they did or didn't, but I did see some political views. Obviously, people use that as like a soapbox moment to kind of give their opinion on life, and it's like, in reality, you don't live in this reality. You don't live here. You're in a different reality and you don't really relate to the normal people, that are out there working every single day. Props to you. You did it. You made it. You're one of the elites. You're the best at what you do. I do envy you, just probably like everybody else, but I don't need to hear your opinion about everything. I'd like to hear how you got started and the people who helped you along the way and what got you there and motivate me. Like
your inspiration.
Yes.
Like to be like, you could do it too if you're thinking you can't, and like motivate people instead of telling people how they should think.
Right. And I want to be motivated too, even at 47 years old. And I don't know why it matters what color I am or what my gender is. And everyone's got to be specific in their motivation. So you don't wish me well, and it kind of turns me off. If you don't even know me, but I'm getting turned off what you say based on how I live my life, I don't want to listen to your records. I don't want to watch your movie. If you're already mad at me and you don't even know who I am based on just who I am and the color of my skin and my sexual preference, that's very off-putting to me, and it doesn't, and then you give each other awards based on that. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of antiquated in my mind, I
ran into a friend today and she goes, and she's older than me. She's probably late 40s, 50s. And she said, I wish things would go back to the 80s when nobody knew anything and nobody knew anybody's political, how you voted. Nobody cared. She goes, and things were just great.
Yeah, it was rude back then to ask.
Well, we've already talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that.
But I don't, kind of to elaborate on what I was saying, because people might get turned off by what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, growing up, my idols were Michael Jordan and Walter Payton. And obviously now that I'm older, they had their own private lives that nobody's 100% perfect. But it wasn't like I couldn't look to that guy and be like, man, I want to be Michael Jordan one day. Oh, I can't because he's black. You know, it's like, I never thought like that. I was just like, this man is motivating me as another man, and I want to strive to be as good as he is. Now everything's put in these boxes or categories or different things. And it's like, I want to be motivated too.
Right.
You know, why can't I be motivated by what you're doing? I look up to you. I'm in the industry too, not anywhere near where you are on this level, but now it's almost like you're cut off. It's not reality. They don't even seem real at this point. They live in this bubble and you can't get in, and they're kind of in this ivory tower pointing down, telling me everything I'm doing wrong.
Well, I think that's why people are kind of leaning towards podcasts or leaning towards other maybe reality shows like a Traders, where it's just, you're getting to just watch a show.
Right.
It's not people putting their agenda out there. And then your podcast, you pick and choose. So if you want to hear more political, you find a political podcast. If you want to hear something where people are just talking about nonsense like us, that's, you go and you can find just to get away. You want to find something where, I tend to do that way with podcasts. Like, I find people where I just want to laugh and I want to get away from things, or I listen to music that makes me feel good when I'm done listening to it. Like, I wake up in the mornings, and when I drop the kids off at school and then I go to the gym, if I'm at the gym, I'm listening to a sermon that's positive, that I get something out of it, or a devotional, or I'm listening to some type of music that makes me feel good and energizes me. And then when I'm done with my workout, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to tackle today. I'm ready to talk to people. I'm ready to be like, hey, how are you? Are you having a good day? The other day, I listened to this sermon, this hour-and-a-half sermon, and it was so good. And I remembered that there was this young kid, well, I say young kid, but probably somewhat, they're out of high school, probably in their early 20s. And the other day I was trying to go to the car wash and the thing froze, but then it wouldn't read my card. And the person came up and they go, I will, don't worry about it. I got you today. And I was like, that was so sweet of you to do that, because I was backing up the line, you know, and I felt really bad. And I go, well, hang on, let me check my wallet. And I never have cash on me. And I was like, I don't have cash. I'm so sorry. I was like, you want to try this other card I have? And he goes, no, don't worry about it. So I went back, you know, after the gym, after I worked out, because I remember I was like at Whole Foods, and then I was going to the car wash, and I was like, you know what? I forgot I owe that kid money for helping me out. So I gave him what my car wash would have cost. You should have seen his face. I almost cried. He was so happy. And I was like, hey, you probably don't remember me, but you helped me the other day. I was backing up the line, and I go, I told you I owed you. I go, I didn't know if you liked Starbucks or not. I was like, so I didn't get you a coffee, but here's $20. And I was like, that's what my car wash would have cost. And I was like, thank you for being so kind. And he was like, you just made my day. Thank you. That was so nice of you. And like, so appreciative. And the car just kept going. I was about to go to the car wash. I was like, okay, I gotta go, and like roll up my window. But it like made me feel so good. But I listened to something positive instead of scrolling through my phone, showing, I don't know, presidential stuff, ICE, Grammys, all that stuff. Like, I don't want to see any of it. I just want, because if I look into that, then I'm like, I can't believe this. And then I get mad, and then it makes you mad all day. And you're like, I can't believe this world. But I listened to something positive. I did something positive for my body, something positive for myself. I paid this kid back, and I made his day. You know what I mean?
Right. And it didn't make it gender specific or race specific or politically specific. It's like good people.
Yeah.
Positivity is be a good person.
Yeah.
Not specific to any category. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to hear other people sometimes kind of say the way I'm thinking, you know? And it's like, I don't understand all this separation of everything. Why can't you just be like, why don't we all try to be a better group of people? Mm-hmm. You know, why can't we talk to everybody that way? It's got to be specific to every category. And it's just, I think that's why people are done with award shows. Jelly
Roll, though, his speech.
See,
from
I
what
love Jelly Roll. I listen to Jelly Roll on other podcasts. He's very motivational.
But because he was in prison and he had struggles.
But he talks to everybody when he talks. He doesn't make it specific.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He does make it specific about people who are incarcerated in Jesus. Yeah. I get that. I understand that. But he's talking to all people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's
like,
you're
you
learning,
can do it too.
Right. And I want to learn from people who've been through it and made mistakes like I have and learn from those mistakes and become a better person. Not that I can't do something, I'm just tired of the privilege talk and all that, because my life's not all it's cracked up to be either. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their problems.
Hang on. No one's life is cracked up.
I know it's not. But
even if you are a millionaire, your life isn't cracked up like it's supposed to be. We all have our issues.
For some reason, they make, when I hear, like when I watch award shows, when I used to watch them, they make me feel like I can't do it. And that's the opposite of what I want. I want to feel like I can do it and I'm going to do this. That's how I was back in the day. Now it's like they're giving me reasons why I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
More specifically, just to who I am. Do you get what? Are you reading between the lines?
Yes, I am.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because and that's why I don't watch. And then it's all bullshit anyway. Like the Oscars, whoever wins Oscar, that movie sucks.
Okay, wait. That was back when you were part of SAG and you used to get those.
And I was excited to get the screeners.
Oh my
and I'd watch every single movie.
And the ones that were the worst were the ones that got the awards.
But it's still like that.
Why? Who votes?
Because it's some artsy fartsy stupid shit.
Why don't we make some dumb movie?
We can't. We cannot.
I want to win an Oscar. We'll just put some stupid movie together that makes no sense.
But you know what I mean? It's like they're in this bubble. They vote for this movie because it's breaking some, I don't know, glass ceiling.
Boundaries.
And I know it's like,
and we're breaking barriers. And we're going to do this and we're going to strive and be the best we can be.
We want to include everybody while we're excluding everyone as well. That doesn't make any sense. And then it's just like, even they put a podcast episode, speaking of podcasts, and oddly enough, I listened to Joe Rogan, so I got an explanation for this. But I was like, dude, what are you talking? Joe Rogan's been number one for 6 years. Whether you like Joe Rogan or don't like Joe Rogan, whatever your opinion is, again, everyone has these judgments, and that's fine. That's what entertainment is all about. If someone doesn't fit your preference, there's someone else right behind them that you could listen to. But the point I'm trying to make is, whether you like Joe Rogan or not, he's number one. Whether you like Michael Jordan and the Bulls, like it or not, they were number one for a long time. You can't deny that. For him not to be nominated in the podcast category,
he wasn't even nominated?
He wasn't even nominated.
Why?
Why do you think?
Because he's Joe Rogan.
Yeah. So I'm supposed to believe that whoever won, and Amy Poehler won, and she's hilarious, and that's fine.
Amy Poehler? Who's Amy Poehler?
She was on Saturday Night Live. It doesn't matter.
She has a podcast? That's the blonde girl?
Yes. Do you want me to finish the story? You want to talk about where Amy Poehler went to grammar school?
I didn't know she had a podcast.
Well, she won. The point I'm trying to make is, you can't just exclude people because they don't think the same way as you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without being racist or outwardly homophobic and all that stuff. You can't just exclude people for having an opposite opinion from you. And then Joe Rogan did say, I listened to Bert Kreischer was on, because Bert Kreischer was on our show.
That's the one that was on your show.
Yeah,
with
who
the
takes
shirt
off his shirt, and he just a goofball anyway. And Joe Rogan said they asked him to enter. He had to pay $500.
You have to pay to enter to be nominated?
Yeah.
For all those awards?
All those awards. We just did we entered you in a podcast category. Our Yay Network had to pay.
And I'm a nobody.
And then we just did some awards for local stuff, local Emmys for our little show, Great Day Colorado. We had to pay.
Wait, okay. So the news here, when the news station here,
you pay.
It's like, we won this Emmy. They paid to be in that?
You just pay to get nominated. You're not guaranteed to win. You're just paying to get nominated.
And then who votes?
So everyone, whatever the Academy is.
So it's kind of political. It's just like,
of course it is.
Oh.
Of course. And then where's that money go?
Yeah. Where does it go?
I don't know. Someone's mortgage up in the hills. I don't know where the money goes. There's a lot of questions I have where the money goes with a lot of things.
Somebody that has some type of charity.
But it's the same thing here. It's supposed to go back to the Academy. you know, wherever that is. Yeah, I don't know how much.
Somebody got a bonus.
Find out that percentage, what goes where. But so that means you could have 500 entries. So multiply that by $500.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, everything. To get a star in the Walk of Fame, you got to pay like 40 G's. To get when someone's giving you a star, you got to pay. And then you got to pay every year to maintain it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I never knew
it's
that.
It's all about the dollar bill, y'all. Hollywood Walk of Fame, up and down. Not the Chinese theater. That's different. You know, the handprints.
Yeah.
The stars you got to pay for. And you got to pay yearly to maintain it.
What if you pass? Your family's got to keep it up?
I think your estate's got to pay. Yeah.
And what if the estate runs out of money?
Then
your star's removed?
I don't know. Then Ted Johnson's going in there, whoever that is. I don't know.
That.
Yeah.
Wow. I learned something new.
Yeah. I'm almost 100% positive, but I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. You want to double check that? Here, let's do that while we talk.
You have to pay for everything.
Let's chat GPT.
I was talking to...
Hold on. Do you have to pay to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Just so we're 100% here. We don't have our producer with us today. Yes, there is a cost involved in getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it's not as simple as just paying to have one put down. Here's how it works. Someone, a fan, agent, studio, etc., must nominate the celebrity with their permission. There's an application fee of around $275. A committee reviews hundreds of submissions each year and chooses roughly 24 to 30 honorees. So, there's a bunch of money right there, right? If the nominee is selected, a sponsorship fee must be paid, typically around $8,500 as of 2025. $85,000.
So inflation.
Typically about $85,000 before the star is installed. That fee covers fabrication and installation, unveiling ceremony, Walk of Fame, maintenance and upkeep. Yeah.
Y'all, if I was a celebrity, I would not want a star.
Well, you do.
Why would you? No.
Because it's all about your ego.
But even if
you're at that point, you're living in this bubble, and that bubble that Hollywood lives in becomes like a high school community, and you want to be the most popular kid in your high school.
Well,
think about high
somebody
school.
Can take the crown. I'm not paying $85,000 and have to upkeep.
That's from ChatGPT.
My star that everybody keeps walking on. No way.
But it's all that. So all like everything, the Grammy, you gotta pay money for all that stuff.
That's crazy.
So somebody's paying. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, we kind of got way off track there. My thing is just, I'm not inspired anymore by Hollywood when there was a point when I really was, when I used to get those screeners and watch all of it and come to my own judgment. Because now it's like, if I don't watch a movie, I'm some sort of racist asshole because I don't like that movie. It's
just not. It's just different now. I think everybody's moved on. I think everybody's lost, and I think everybody's trying to find their way. All the good people have gotten let go, and I feel like everybody's just trying to figure it out because it is going away.
Yeah. And I just, I think we're older too. I am a little cynical in some of my thoughts, but I think it's because we're older too and we're not in touch. I think when you're in your 20s, you feel like you're more in touch, but you're really
maybe
out of
because you're
touch.
going out more. You're going out more and you're around it and you're involved in it.
Yeah, but because a lot of those things are like at the Grammys, I don't know who, I didn't watch, but I saw who won some things. I don't even know half those people.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know anybody anymore. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, I don't know though. So again, we're a little out of touch too.
Timothy Chalamet. Is it Chalamet? Chalamet?
Yeah.
The one that dates the Kardashians. I'm watching Homeland. And I told Jeff, I go, that's the guy that dates the Kardashians. And you're like, what? And then you go, oh yeah, that is. And so I put 2 and 2 together. And I felt pretty cool that I put that together, but I would have never known who he was.
I think he's like the biggest star on the planet right now, right?
He is?
I think so.
What did he do?
Well, he's just making bangers. And now he just got a new ping pong movie.
Ping pong?
A ping pong movie about a real person. And he won already the preliminary before you get to the Oscars. I think he's an Oscar favorite is what I'm saying.
Oh.
So he's like, when I say the biggest star on the planet, I mean like the next big star, that generation's big star.
Oh, well, all right. Good for you, Timothy.
Yeah, well, and he's dating a Kardashian. So.
Yeah, she's the youngest one, right? She's cute.
Yeah, she's a billionaire too.
She looks, well, listen, the Kardashians are smart. They're good networking, marketing people.
We are having this not argument, but at work about like if dating someone, because someone disagreed with me and I was like, absolutely not. Who you date rises your star.
Oh, I do think
you know what I mean? Like when Brad and Angelina were a thing. Like Brad Pitt was Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie was, and they were megastars, but together they were on another universe of stardom.
That is true. And
don't you think?
Well, that's kind of like Travis Kelce. Nobody knew who he was. I didn't know who he was. And you did because you watched football all the time. But because he's with Taylor Swift, now everybody loves him and he definitely rose. And his brother.
Well, she did.
Because she's a
too,
mega
I think. Because, I don't know. I just think power couples rises your star. So I think Timothy Chalamet being with Kylie Jenner rises his star.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't forgiven Brad Pitt for what he did to Jennifer Aniston. I've never liked Angelina.
Are you mad that I use Angelina's example instead of
Jennifer? I never
Jennifer?
liked her after what happened with, I remember going to a movie with my dad and I cannot think of the movie. I want to say it was Angelina Jolie and maybe Denzel Washington. It was like a murder. And this was way back when. And I want to say I was in like middle school. My dad's like, she's a smoke bomb. And because he goes, look at her lips because they were thick,
Angelina Jolie?
Oh, yeah. She was just really naturally like pretty. Like men just think she's like sexy. And then I remember always thinking she was pretty. And then after Brad Pitt and her did that Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie, I was like, I do not like her. And I did not like Brad Pitt either after that.
Well, she's definitely sexy, but I still remember.
Aniston's like your girl next door. So cute.
No, I'm not saying she's not sexy too.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember on DBL when you did the happy birthday for Jennifer Aniston? It was like her 50th birthday. And you're like, yeah, I had to take a peek down there, meaning like the screen. It was her on like the cover of GQ or something, Jennifer Aniston. And she looks
Was she
gorgeous.
all wet or something?
She looks gorgeous. I can't really remember, but I just remember everybody talking about the cover. And you were like, yeah, I had to take a peek down there, but meaning at the screen below you.
Oh,
and everybody, and it came out though kind of dirty.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
Down there.
Because when you're looking at the camera, there's a monitor like below it. Yeah.
And then Erica and everybody looked at you and you're like, get your minds out of the gutter. I was just meaning this.
Yeah.
But she just, to me, Jennifer Aniston, she's just a natural, like no makeup. I don't know. Whenever
how
you
come
see
she
photos,
can't stay with a guy?
I think she is with a guy now.
Oh, she is?
I think she is with somebody. If I were her, I would keep it so low key and I would not.
Especially now, she does get scrutinized a lot with that.
Yes. And people always asking her about, why have you not had a kid? I'm like, leave her alone.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. And then Angelina, she's just crazy. She's like the bad witch.
But here, I want to go back to that.
Okay.
Because as sexy as Angelina Jolie is or was, that drinking blood with Billy Bob Thornton. Remember that thing?
Oh, wait.
They carried around each other's blood like on their necklace and they drank it.
Oh, I kind of remember something like that.
I was
and
like,
then she was like kissing, the way she kissed her brother.
That's super gross.
Do you remember that? On like the red carpet. And I was like, ew, I would never.
She like, what do you mean?
She like kissed her brother like a good deep, like a kiss, like you would kiss your partner. And it was weird.
There's tongue in there?
No, I don't think tongue, but the way she kissed him was weird.
What's worse, drinking someone else's blood or kissing your brother?
Drinking blood.
Oh, there you go. I win. It's way grosser.
But like Billy Bob, I can't even picture Billy Bob being with her. But he was Billy Bob was always the bad boy.
They must have been freaky deaky.
Oh, I can't even imagine what they probably did.
I mean, if they're drinking blood in public, what are they doing not in public?
I don't even want to say on this podcast.
I don't even know what you're thinking.
Dirty. Like, I don't even want to know. What happened to her?
Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
She got in that whole thing with Brad Pitt. Again, now we're kind of just gossiping like a tabloid, but she got in that bad divorce. I think she's still going through with Brad Pitt, and I don't know what she's doing.
Do you remember with that one time?
Talk about staying away. I haven't seen her. She might be in some movies. I just don't know. I don't watch a lot anymore, Yeah. If she's not in Zootopia, I don't know what she's doing.
Zootopia or SpongeBob. Big guy. SpongeBob's, I don't know, our kids are obsessed with that song.
SpongeBob's big. Yeah, I forgot too.
Something pants on deck. I don't even know.
Pants okay. I think
pants okay?
I think so. I don't know what it is. But if the kids come down and I just go, SpongeBob, and they go, big guy. That's like the first thing out of their mouth.
With their hands.
If you have kids, you know what we're talking about. If you don't,
we're idiots.
We drink each other's blood.
Would you drink my blood?
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know.
I don't understand. Like, listen, I don't mind. I don't understand a lot of these sexual things. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? Like people getting like weird sex? Is that what you're talking about?
Weird, super weird sex.
Like bondage?
Like feet. Like I don't understand the foot fetish thing. I'm not into that.
I'm not, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You do have good feet for a man.
But do you want to get weird with them? Like, you want to oil them up? And put them in weird spots. Like, I don't know what goes on. I'm speaking of getting old and out of the loop.
Put your toes up my butt.
Yeah, it's not really a zone for me either, but you know what I mean? I like to joke around about it, but it's like when it comes down to it, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, man. I don't know how you get to a place where you're like, man, I love you so much. I just want to drink your blood. It just seems weird.
I just think people have weird fetishes that even behind closed doors, it could be your neighbor that you don't even know about. And they have like these weird fetishes.
I just don't like.
I think about stuff like that all the time.
Well, this is a good way to kind of wrap things up here, because it's like, I don't know how to feel anymore. I don't know what is this movie. I think sucks, but then it wins an Oscar. I'm supposed to feel bad about life in general because of who I am. And I go to McDonald's. Should I feel bad about, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel here. I don't understand anything anymore. I question everything. I don't know am I supposed to drink my wife's blood? I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. Am I supposed to look at feet pictures? How are people making $1 million on when they're helicoptering their privates around and one day on that? What's that app?
Oh, OnlyFans.
Yeah. It's like, I don't understand the world anymore. I don't understand. You win, you spend all this time in your garage writing a record, then you get up there and talk about world politics? Like what? I don't understand what's happening. How did you write that song? I don't care what your opinion is about what's going on in the Soviet Union. Like, I don't get it. I'm so out of the loop. And then sometimes I'm like, I think I'm going fucking crazy. I think I'm losing my mind.
So you stay off that's why I like staying in my little
because
bubble.
I don't think we're supposed to have this much information. And then when you give your opinion, like, wait, I don't even know who that person is. Why are they talking on world politics? Aren't they a musician? Or whenever you give back just like a genuine thought, not trying to put anybody down, you're like labeled this thing. And then you get it. I get it so often that I'm like, am I? Jeez. You know what I mean? It's just my mind. I feel like I'm going insane.
We're living in the twilight zone. That's what I say.
Well, at least that would be an explanation. You know what I mean? I can wrap my head around that. Like, this isn't God's pulling all the strings and we're in I don't know. I don't have no idea.
I think everybody feels the same way you do. I don't think anybody knows anything anymore.
But apparently, go on the internet. Everybody thinks they know everything. To tell me how I should feel about everything that happens in my life. I don't even know you. What are you talking about?
Well, if you want to listen to something lighthearted and you don't have to pay attention to idiots talking, tune in to Jeff and I on Togethermess.
Where you'll leave with no answers, and probably dumber than you came in. You'll hate yourself a little bit more by the time the episode's over.
That's true. Okay, read
all right,
your
that
quote.
was a little negative. Let's be positive. I'm half joking because I do feel genuinely about like, I do feel lost a little bit just in life in general.
You feel lost with me?
No.
See?
Do you want me to put your feet?
Want to put a pinky in my butt? Joking.
Wow.
I'm joking. We don't do that type of stuff. I'm just spinning it around to the weird.
My dad listens to this. Jeez.
Oh my God. Keith, don't be mad.
We're just joking. All right, let's end on a good one or a quote here. I love those who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. 'Tis the business of little minds to shrink, but they whose heart is firm and whose conscience approves their conduct will pursue their principles until death. That was Leonardo da Vinci. That's why it was kind of weird like that.
I was just about to say.
Yeah. But you know what, like speaking of Leonardo da Vinci, that was pretty good when you break it down. But Leonardo da Vinci, like if there's one guy, you know, like if you have dinner with someone alive or dead.
That's who you want to.
I think Leonardo da Vinci would be my guy.
Why is it?
He's just so fascinating to me. Like his mind, he's just such a fascinating person to me. Like he knew everything about anatomy. He wrote, like he was lefty, but he taught himself to write backwards so he wouldn't get ink on his hand. All of his inventions, his philosophies. Like, I mean, talk about, you know what? I need to talk to Leonardo da Vinci because maybe he could help me out with some of my problems. That's how bad these problems are getting. I need Leonardo da Vinci to come back and help a brother out. All right, we'll see you next time with more answers. All right, Leonardo, come to me in my sleep, buddy. I'll drink some Nowadays, our new sponsor. Those are delicious, by the way. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.